All right, so now let's update our client-side API. So make sure the application is running. You can press Ctrl F5 or start it in debugger mode. Let's hit Ctrl F5. And while the application is loading in the background, go to the client app folder, right click, open in terminal. Now, as always, we update our client API by using the command npx -ng open API -gen. So let's do that. Write down npx ng -open API -gen. Hit enter. And as you can see, we now have some new files, right? We got new service booking.service. Awesome. So now let's an array field of type booking read model to the MyBookings component. So open up the client app folder, source, and then let's go to MyBookings, right? That's the one that we have just created. Then go to MyBookings component.ts, right? And here inside of our MyBookings component class, let's go, first of all, create an import statement. Import, and we create or we import the booking read model from, there we go, API/models. And now above the constructor, we can create a field, booking, or bookings of type booking read model. And you will see that he is complaining now. So let's hold the cursor above it and you can see the property bookings has no initialized and is not definitely assigned in the constructor. So let's go ahead and add an exclamation mark, which is telling the compiler that this field cannot be null or undefined, and now he will not complain anymore. Now let's grab the booking service that we have just created. So let's import booking service from API services /booking.service. Now, as always, take it from the dependency injection inside of the constructor, private booking service. There we go. Now we can use it inside here. And now inside of ng on init, we go ahead and call this booking service. The list booking, right? This is our endpoint, and we subscribe to it. Subscribe, there we go. And we set the result will be set to this booking service equals to result. So bookings equals to the result. Great, so once we receive the value, we will set the bookings right here. Now you can see that he is for sure complaining because he wants to have an email. So we get that email. Go ahead and import our auth service, right? You will remember it from our API, from our auth, there we go, auth.service. And using that auth service, we can for sure grab our email. So go into the constructor. Let's first of all get it here, private auth service of type auth service. There we go. And now in list bookings, go ahead and create a new object. Set the email to be this.authService.current user. Check if it's null, and if not, take the email. And if it's null, just go ahead, double question marks, correct, it's fine. Email, and if not, take an empty string. Okay, so let me zoom out just for a second so that you can see the whole line of code. We got this booking service, call list bookings, and we passed in an object, and the email value is from the all service the current user. Check if it's null, and if it's not null, take the email, and in every other case, take an empty string. Great, so that call is now complete. Let's save it here. And for sure, now when we have that bookings, we need to bind it into our template. So go ahead and open MyBookings component HTML, right? And here, inside of that second div where we have that card, and here you can see that div where we have that card, right above this, create a div, another one, right? So inside here we will write a loop. So let's do this. Asterisk ng for let booking of bookings. Bookings the field, right? And here in the first div with that card, right, let's write down a loop. So asterisk ng4 equals to let booking of bookings. So we iterate through our bookings field, and now we can simply replace the values. So instead of Lufthansa right here, go ahead, and bind it to our booking.airline. Great, so let me copy that. In the next line of code, you can see 3 booked seats, right? So instead of 3, paste in here booking.number of booked seats. Scroll a little bit down until you get to Amsterdam here. Replace it with booking.departure. Check if it's null, take the place. For date, booking departure, check if it's null, take the time and add a pipe to it, pipe it to date. Now let me copy that one here and pipe it here again. Booking departure time, this time to date, but to short time. As I said, it's repeating the same stuff over and over again, right? Now we will copy that. And first of all, here we got the price. So we're gonna paste it in and set it to booking.price. And now let's take care about our arrival. Belgrade, there you go, departure. Gonna set that to arrival. Place. We got date here, so arrival, time, pipe it to date, copy it again, and here pipe it to short time again. Great, so now we have that completed. So we get our short time here for arrival, arrival date, arrival place, price, departure time as date, and departure place, booking number of seats, and booking airline. That should be everything. So let's save it so far. And there are just 2 smaller things left to do. First of all, go to MyBookings component TS. Let's write a method here, private handle error type of any. There we go. So we can simply log some information, console.log response error, right? We want to have all the information, status, and then let's add the error.status. Great. We can copy that over 2 times. The last one is just console logging the whole error. We can do it like this, states error, there we go. And then we get response error, status, text, there we go, error, status, text. Awesome. Okay, now in the subscribe here, as a second parameter, go ahead, call this .handle error. That's all we have to do. So that's the first part. And the second part is that we should add the My Booking menu to the navigation bar so that we can really visit that page and not only after getting redirected when we book something. So go ahead and open up the nav menu component. It's inside source, inside app, then open up nav menu. You got that right here. And we want to go to the HTML file. So let's scroll a little bit down till you can find home right here. So you get that A tag, copy it over. Or you want to take not the A tag, we want to take the whole list item element. Let's do this. Let's remove that router link active and router link active options. We can completely get rid of it so that we still have or only have our list item here. And instead of for sure redirecting us to home, we want to go to my booking, and here we have my bookings. There we go. That looks nice. So now we have a nav menu, which it's getting redirecting or which will redirect us. So let's save and take a look at the application. Great. So here you can see my bookings. When I click on that, I get to that page and I can go to home page. So let's search and we take that flight here again. Let me just register jl@dev.com, Janik. There we go. And then mail. And let's search for a flight again now that we have registered, and let's book 2 of them. So click book. You can see my bookings. Now let me go to home again and let me go to my bookings again. And you can see that we have now the information about which bookings I have, right? So let me just book another flight. Let me book the second one here. Let me book 5 seats. Book that. You can see my bookings list starts growing, right? So now I have the information about which flights I have booked. I mean, later on when you build your own applications and own use cases, right? You will need all of that information to keep track of some things and all of that. So you can adjust everything to really match it to your specific own use case. Okay, so when you now press Ctrl F5, go to My Bookings again, or press it directly on My Bookings, you can see that your information is gone, right? So our application doesn't signify that the user is not logged in right now. So in the next video, we will keep track of that. So when you want to see My Bookings and you are not logged in, you will have to real quick sign in again.